what someone got here.
Oh, I rushed it too much.
Yeah, first of all, you suck out the sipper. You don't pour. You suck. Are you kidding me? He's had this for days, people. He's had it for days. He sent me an unboxing video, and it also says on there. Also, take that off. You should not be drinking over that. It's a sticker.
No.
No, take it off.
It seems like it's like, authentic.
Ew, gross. Take off that sticker. And take off this sticker.
I want to know how to lock things.
You know how to lock it. It literally has the lock on the actual picture down here.
Until I forget.
I'm going to peel it, and it's going to get on your nerves. And I'm going to peel it. No. That's a meme.
Wow.
Peel it.
See, how am I going to know what the push button is?
You guys literally don't understand. He literally sent me an unboxing video. There's stickers and peel. What is wrong? What is going on?
I don't know what's lock and unlock.
I think you'll figure it out. There's only two ways. It's a
Honestly, guys,
it's a 50-50 split. It's a 50-50 split.
Honestly, guys, I didn't know what lock and unlock did. So I was like, oh, what does it lock? I thought it locks the straw or something. So I locked it, and then I was like,
Have you literally been?
Yeah.
It says on the sticker, sip or swig.
So maybe I'm a swigger.
Sip it.
Okay, so guys, I locked it, and I was like, what does it lock? And then I was trying to open it, and I was just like, why can't I open it? And I was like, oh, that's what it locks.
There's sometimes I'm honestly I'm confused at
I went to college.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I'm just like, babe, what is going on? You have your Awala.
Wow.
He is the free sip. I have the OG with the paracord and all this other stuff on it. But you got the 40 or the third?
The third. I got the 30.
The 30.
Which honestly, it's kind of big. What's the 40 look like? Jeez.
Yeah, because this is 32.
Those people staying
hydrated. Does it fit in your car?
Yeah. And it fits in the coupe holder.
That's the one plus, because this is giving Final Destination where I have to sit with it between my legs as I drive.
Oh, does it?
No, it doesn't, because obviously, look, yours tapers down. That's the whole point of the free sip.
Yeah.
It tapers down, right?
Yeah, it's like a well-tailored pant.
The only one, so yours doesn't have this because it has the actual lock switch. That's what this is for. It locks it in. But
that's cool.
The only reason I wouldn't get it. I don't need it because I have a water bottle. I don't need more overconsumption. But the only reason I'm they didn't think about nail people because this. Oh, actually, it's not that bad. Oh, okay. But it doesn't really click. Oh, it does.
See, now I don't know if it's on lock or unlock.
It's locked. Now it's unlocked. Or it's locked now. Now it's unlocked. Right?
Yeah.
Period. Actually, I thought that would not be great for men. This is turning into a review. I don't know why this is turning into a review. But for nail people, if you had all ever been curious if your nails could because sometimes it's too tight to be able to get in there.
Yeah.
You can. That was the only reason why I was a little bit nervous because sometimes this is. I mean, I love my water bottle, but it's nice not to have as much. And is it silicone on the inside? No, it's just plastic. But I mean, you basically have a built-in paracord.
Yeah.
Which is so
nice.
I
didn't have to get it.
Yeah, and then I have
Which
the
is
little boot
why
on the
I like
bottom.
this one.
I just don't like the sound that it makes when you put it on the table.
Yeah.
But it's fab.
But this is a part of my life update.
Is it now your emotional support water bottle? Do you bring it everywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
It is. It's a real thing. It really actually is a thing.
Well, I mean, of course, I want to stay hydrated. I want to try to drink some more water. So.
Yeah. Well, you know what, guys? Welcome to Anyways the Pod. That was a 30-minute product review.
Unsponsored.
The update before the update. Why are you still tipping it? He literally is going, there's a straw. There's a straw.
Wow. I honestly was wondering what the straw was for.
For those fair few that I have been listening to us, who've been listening to us from episode 1, we thank you deeply.
Yeah.
For
deeper than a water bottle.
Literally, just for rocking with us because the Looney Tunes over here are really
are just getting started.
Like, this is a choice to listen to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we appreciate that you're making that choice on a weekly basis.
Are you guys okay? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and honestly, if the answer is no, totally fair.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, so anyway, welcome to Anyways the Pod.
Yes, anyways,
this week
welcome to Anyways.
has been... This week has been a week. This has been a really, really big week. And obviously, we would be remiss to say and not kick off the week with the biggest, well, one of the biggest mentions, because there's two big things, but one was the Met Gala on Monday.
Oh, yeah.
Super fun.
Wow. Honestly,
tailoring black style was the theme.
Oh my God, so good.
It was one of the best Mets we've ever had. And it's like, are we surprised?
Yeah.
Are we surprised? Give POCs the floor. And guess what will happen?
I will say that I was a little hesitant and nervous because I was just like, oof, what are people going to do? And
like the palm colored people?
Well, yes, but then also, yeah, okay, mostly that.
Yeah. And I think everyone who was not a POC also felt the same way.
Oof,
because I was just like,
happen?
There's going to be one, I was like, oh, how many people are going to like try to wear like a do-rag who are not black or POC?
A little bit of appropriation.
Oh, yeah. There's always like one who's like, what? I thought it was just like a head wrap.
A lot of people probably get excited and they're just like, nah, I can do it.
Yeah, and it's like,
what do you want me to do? I'm trying to be on theme.
Yeah. There was like one close call, which Amelia Gray, that was like a close call. Other than that, though, here's the thing, though. Okay, the theme, super fine, tailoring black style. Obviously, one part of it's about dandyism.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, basically dandyism really was within the diaspora, the way that people of color, black people, could express everything they wanted to be, even if their circumstances were saying the opposite.
Yeah.
Right? Perfect example of dandyism. Dapper Dan. I moved here from New York. I studied fashion. I literally went to university for fashion. I've been following Dapper Dan since like the Tumblr days. Like he's such an icon within fashion, within male fashion, within New York fashion. So like I feel like you can't be someone who truly loves fashion and understands taste and style without knowing, appreciating, and loving Dapper Dan. So that's one part of it. The other part of it is super fine tailoring. And what gagged me was some people like, it's either people went in or they just went so basic. And I'm like, there's so much you could have done.
Yeah.
You could have played with tailoring in a non-obvious way. You could have gone full maximalist. Like I just feel like some people are like so scared to do something wrong. Yeah, to do anything wrong, quote unquote wrong. They're like, I'll just wear like a nice black dress. And it's like, first of all, dandyism, you don't have to wear black.
Yeah.
It's about the color.
But there were some pops of color.
There definitely was pops of color.
And to your point of like pushing the boundary and doing it, who was it? Jenna Ortega, the dress with like the rulers.
Yeah, the rulers.
I didn't know it was rulers at first. I thought it was just like a metal dress. And I was like, oh.
I was like, that's the wrong theme, because that was like the Ex Machina theme, basically.
Yeah, and then it was like, oh, but it was rulers. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess. I was like, so it's like tailoring. But I will say I was a little hesitant, but I really feel like more people than I expected really did
turn up and turn out.
Yeah, I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with like Teyana Taylor being the first one to like hit the carpet. I was just like, honestly, like
you guys.
I was like starting with a bang. I was like, oh, we are in. And then honestly, I felt like from there, of course, there's always like some misses.
Yeah.
But from there, I was just like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, it skyrocketed. Like she walked on and she's like, let me let y'all know what's going to happen tonight.
Yeah.
And from head to toe, her and Ruth Carter designed this outfit together. She had the Marc Jacobs platforms on. Very, very, very typical of Marc. That is just him to a T. And from the top to the bottom, from the hat with the feather, underneath the hat was the do-rag. She had like a little bit of her baby hairs out. The skin, obviously, her face card never declines, ever. Yeah. She's stunning. We all know this. The zoot suit, so well done. Mm-hmm. The pocket watch with the like every single detail. No detail was spared. Her nails are gorgeous. The rosettes that were falling off of the cape in the back, like everything was perfect. Yeah. And I'm so glad that she was a host because she's from Harlem and she's been in the scene for a long time and she's been working to be where she is now. Like her mom really has been pushing her to try to get her where they would like her to be, you know? There's so many that were phenomenal, and I'm so happy. I will say.
Okay.
So co-chair was Coleman Domingo, which I love Coleman Domingo.
Yeah.
I love Coleman Domingo, not just about his style. Obviously, his style is incredible, but for his acting skill, I think as an actor, I watch him and I'm just like, wow. Like the way that he really gets so dropped into a scene, he can touch his emotions so he can reach them so easily.
Yeah, yeah.
He is a master at his craft. Second to that, he loves fashion.
Yeah.
And he has incredible taste. And he had done, I posted about this a little bit on my stories, but I wanted to go a little bit more into it on the pod. On April 15th, Vogue dropped a shoot they did with him. It was like a 10-page spread.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. About him being the co-chair, about his life and his story and how, how he looks at acting and how he takes roles.
10 pages. Wow.
Like, it's a full, beautiful Vogue spread. All Gregorian attire. A lot of it was vintage. So, like, very, very, like, you can't really move in it. You have to be very still because obviously it's vintage. And so seeing that spread and every look was perfect to seeing what he wore on the blue carpet. Obviously, the robe was cobalt blue, gorgeous. The hand beating, stunning. It was an ode to Andrea Leontelli. Yeah. Stunning. We love it. But then when he revealed the suit under, the suit was beautiful. Polka dots mixed with the checker, There's a lot of different textures, which was stunning. But I was like, but you gave more in the Vogue shoot versus you want to give more on the carpet. That's the moment. You know what I mean? Not that Vogue isn't, obviously, but like if you're going to bring that level to Vogue, you got to bring that level to the carpet even more. And so I was not disappointed because it was stunning. It was, I mean, you want to talk about super fine tailoring. The tailoring was perfect. Yeah. But I was just like a little underwhelmed for his outfit. Yeah.
I will say my only thing with this okay.
Sorry, Jingle Jangle.
Back to ASMR. My only thing with this year's theme was in regards to still like expectations and stuff. I really felt like the men could have really hit it out of the park. I mean, obviously every theme, I feel like guys sometimes tend to fall short because, people are like, it's a formal event and it's fashion. I'm going to wear a suit kind of thing. And then now it was kind of about suits. And I'm like, okay, here we go. The men can actually maybe surpass the women in terms of, always, once again, there's always hit or miss in every year. But I was just like, oh, the men can really shine. And I felt like, oh, not enough men. Because a lot of men, I feel like, went with like the black and white suit. They didn't do the pops of color. I don't know. Once again, I feel like the females really embodied the theme of like just super fine tailoring. And I was just like, oh, I feel like it was really conducive for men costuming and wardrobe and stuff and fashion.
Yeah. I mean, I think that out of all of the years, this is the year that men have stepped up the most.
Yes.
For sure. The draping, the capes. I saw a lot more color on men this year, which was exciting. But always, I do agree that I really want to break this like gender binary that like men have to wear a suit that is pants. You don't have to. You can wear a kilt. You can wear a skirt. Our like upset, or at least I am obsessed. I love him from The White Lotus.
Oh yeah.
He wore the Tom Brown skirt. Obsessed. And he was having, this is his first Met. He was having the time of his life.
He was twirling on that
baby.
Carpet.
He was up and down them stairs.
He was a little Tasmanian devil.
He really was. He really, literally. Walter Goggins will toss the photo up on screen where Tom Brown, and the time of his life was had. Like literally, I love this skirt. I love an ankle length skirt on a man, but like play with what the binary is within fashion on yourself. And I think like allowing yourself to dive into whatever binary, one or the other, or both in between, allows this internal freedom. But I think people are really afraid of that. Yeah. To feel free, because it's like, well, what will people think? And
But even in this instance, it's like fashion is a form of expression. Yeah. So it's just like playing dress up and just like having fun and maybe tap into your point of like being scared about exploring that side of you, because then if you dress the part, then maybe you're kind of exemplifying a side of you that maybe you don't want shown.
Yeah, exactly. Or you're nervous
into the world or something like that.
So many things, but like, yeah, I think that most people really came to play, which I really
Yes, it was
appreciate.
so good.
Mine,
Most money raised.
and again, are we surprised? Are we surprised? Like,
Most money
it's
raised.
again, I said in my Instagram story, you give us the floor, and this is what happens.
It was so good.
No one is surprised.
There was one in particular. Sorry to cut you off.
No, it's okay.
But there was a guy I think you posted, and I don't know his name. It was a black guy. He was kind of had like a popped collar with like
with the red.
no,
And
it
the
was like
high-
a white and black kind of like not like an ascot, but like a tied thing. I don't know. It was honestly one of my favorites, like top 3 male outfits.
Here's
Oh, is this the whole thing?
Yeah, scroll.
Yes. Check the tag. Oh, him.
Oh yes, absolutely stunning.
Who is this?
He's a model.
Keith Powers.
Keith Powers.
So good. It kind of gave this like Charlie Chaplin kind of
Stunning. I mean, again,
vibe.
look
It
at
was
these
so
proportions.
good.
They are perfect.
That suit. I was wondering how he got it on. I was just
Literally.
like, that is like
Tailored to perfection. We'll toss this up on the screen as well so you can see what we're talking about. Keith Powers, model. He's also stunning.
yeah, he's very attractive.
very
but
attractive.
when I saw that hit the carpet, I was just like, I think it might be one of my faves.
Oh, absolutely. It was stunning. I mean,
And of
it's
course,
perfect.
Shout out to my Latino fam, Bad Bunny. Honestly,
Bad
killed
Bunny.
it.
It's fun to see
Killed
him.
it for me.
Someone has mentioned, like, because he doesn't wear a lot of brown.
That hat, I was like,
And it was an ode, if I'm correct, to Puerto Rican farmers. That's what the
love
ode
it.
was to, which was awesome. And I love seeing people, because I think people thought, oh, I just have to do Black culture. Which is it about culture? Yes, this is about Black culture. But also, how do you also bring in your culture to it, to amplify the love?
well, also realizing how Black culture probably influenced your culture.
It influences everyone's culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm
Or
saying.
Puerto
Like,
Rican culture might influence Black culture. And,
but
yeah.
brown culture, Black culture,
Yeah.
like there's so much fluidity between the two, and
because it's touched so many things.
exactly, and so that's why I really was proud that he's like, okay, I really want to wear this as an emblem to my, my
Yeah.
culture, and then the type of suiting is very traditional to Black student culture, but then the Prada bag, like what have you, like there's so many little pieces, the small sunglasses, but they were like the style of sunglasses could be born in both brown culture or Black culture. All of it's intentional, and like but like also like you have to do your homework.
Yeah.
You should be planning this. You knew about this a year ago.
Or have a stylist or a designer who's going to do the homework for you if you're not
Literally,
good at
and
it.
educate you before you hit the carpet.
Yeah.
Like I want you to have cue cards.
There were some people, it was surprising. There was one, it was a female, I can't remember who it was, but they were like, oh, I got on a Zoom call. It was like a 3-hour Zoom
Yes.
call with their like styling team or the person designing it or something like that. And they wanted to understand, why are we designing it this way? What am I about to put on my body? Like, what am I trying to portray, and what
Yeah.
am I being a vessel of, and things
Yes.
like that. So they like took the time. It was just like a 3-hour Zoom call. And I
Yeah.
mean, it seems like a lot, but like you said, after a whole year of planning, 3 hours really isn't.
It's nothing, and
that
also
much.
too, I say this as someone who studied fashion and like has like a deep, deep, deep love and understanding of it. So I understand like the way I think about it is different. I know a lot of people just like don't really care, but I hate to say it. It's just like in The Devil Wears Prada, where she said like, "Oh, it's just a blue sweater," and it's like, no. Like, truly, fashion dictates culture. It shows us where we're at right now in our society, how people are thinking, how people are feeling, right? What's going on in the socioeconomic? Because if people are dressing really well, usually the economy is probably pretty good. And if they're not, then something is going on, right? So it's so integral into our lives that it is important. You don't have to like spend all your money on clothes. You honestly don't need, like you don't need to be crazy, but having an appreciation and a respect for it, because again, the way I always picture it, and I like get emotional thinking about fashion, which is why I wanted to study and work on it for so long, is I have the honor of wearing someone else's art and creativity on my body. That's an honor.
Yeah.
Someone drew this, someone thought about it, someone made it, someone hand stitched this, and I'm lucky enough to don your garment.
Yeah, I've explained it to somebody before because I used to like, not used to, I still am learning and growing, and I am interested in like the whole fashion world and industry and things like that. But I explained it to one person because I had this conversation with a friend one time, and they were just like, "Oh, you spend money or you spend all your time like just looking at clothes, and it's just clothes." And I was just like, "Well, what do you spend your money on?" And I tried to meet them where they're at, and they were like, "Oh, well, I love I can drop a bunch of bills for a concert. They were like, I love a good concert. They're like, but I can't, $100 shirt or a $50 t-shirt. Like, absolutely not. But I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But you'd spend like hundreds of dollars for like front row seats for, your favorite artist. And they were like, yeah, because like it's an experience. And I was just like, okay, but what you don't understand is you're experiencing life in the clothes that you wear. I was like, so for me, that's also an experience.
Yeah.
Like your experience, at least the way that I justify my purchases or passion or love for it and things, is that your experience lasts a night and the memory lives on forever.
Sure.
But if you really buy like great quality clothes, you can relive that experience over and over.
Yeah, and a memory gets tied to it. And funnily enough, like I'm actually really the least like materialistic person. I like to have like less is best. I don't like having a lot of stuff around, but I do like having beautiful garments because again, it is tied to a memory. It's also like the find and like where I found it and how I found it and where I was when I found it and where I was in life when I found it.
Or when you wore it.
When I wore it.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, that's why women keep their like wedding dress.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not wearing that again.
Yeah, ever. That thing is.
But they spent a lot of money on it.
Okay.
They searched a lot for it, where they found it.
Hello.
And then they're like,
and
it's
you're like, look at the body I used to have.
And it's tied to this beautiful memory for them to be like, this is the day
Hopefully
that I like,
beautiful.
solidified my love or started this chapter with my partner, So it's like.
There's so many things. So it's like, it's such an important moment. I really hope there's also the first time they're ever extending this exhibit at the Met. And I believe it's going till October, which is the longest it's ever gone on. Huge deal. So if you're hearing this and you are going to New York or you are on the East Coast, please go. Obviously, going to the Met can be free if you want to. It's donation-based, basically. If you can donate, that'd be awesome to continue to grow this because it's so important. We want to hold on to Black fashion as long as humanly possible because we also, too, we don't have, like, a lot of ancestral... there's not a lot of, like, documentation about our ancestry, right? So as much as we can hold on to, it's important. And that's why I'm like, again, I'm also super, super, super... I can go on forever about this.
Yeah.
But anyway, so...
We need a whole Met episode.
Literally. So that was Monday. That was the beginning of this week.
Yeah.
Then, this will be fun for you guys to learn. There's no shocker for me, is last night I went to Cowboy Carter. Time of my life, first of all.
Wow.
Can we talk about?
If you can't see this, she is spinning a cowboy hat on her nail.
Let's do a zoom. We're going to hopefully hit a zoom.
Yeah, can we crop that in? Wow. And this ain't Texas.
Yeah,
spin.
Literally. If you can see, there's spinning hats. Anyway, so I made custom nails for it. It was so fun. First of all, do you not?
Wow, most wanted. Oh, sorry, I yelled into the mic. Oh, does this boot spin?
No, it's just 3D.
It's a little boot.
And the actual design of the boot is based off of her pants on her album cover. It's the exact same.
Look at this little stir.
Yeah, you love it?
Wow.
Isn't that great? And then the custom bandana. This is hand painted by me.
That's so cute. I love a good pays. Oop, Texas fly. I'm from Texas.
Yeah, I figured you like that one.
Yeah.
And I literally hand script. I wrote all that in the cowboy font.
Wait, so how did you get it all like tattered like that?
I wrote it, and
the edges.
Oh, the
blue
edges.
and the red.
I drew it.
Wow.
And then her bang.
Wow.
Sign, and then literally put spinners on it.
Wow.
And I custom made these.
Speaking of art.
Yeah, thank you. So I spent hours doing this. And so I go, obviously, I mean, we're going to talk about the actual concert, but come to find out, someone was there who nonstop, I don't really like the album. I don't really, even though they liked 75% of the album. I don't really like the album. Guess who was there last night? Honda, what you got to say for yourself?
Okay, well, here's my explanation. Literally looked at her Instagram stories and I was like, oh my God, you were there?
I was like, what?
I was like, wait.
What do you mean?
There. How did we all go? I literally knew so many people that
they
went
were there.
last night.
Yes.
I was like, why did everyone go?
Everyone was there last night. It was crazy, which I was like, period. Love that.
Yeah.
But it was like so funny. I kept looking at yours, my friend Mark. I was like, my friend Angela. I was like, what? and we're all sitting like very close to each other, it seemed.
No, literally, I had a couple other friends 2 rows behind me who in our group chat was just like, look who I found. And I was just like, wait a minute. I was like, someone's taking a photo of me. And I looked back. I was like, wait, what? Like, I literally ran into people. I was like, we saw people's stories. But anyways, my story is
your truth.
Friend. Yeah, my truth. A friend hit me up last minute, literally hours before, and was just like, what are you doing tonight? And I was like, I don't know what. And they were like, want to go to Beyonce, have an extra free ticket. And I was like, guess I'm going.
Their seats were so good. Your seat was so good too. Where were you? You were.
I was on the floor.
Not a free floor seat.
See.
Not a free floor.
But I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna go. And honestly, it was a great time.
Like literally, I feel like when people are like, "How was it?" I'm like, that's how I feel.
Literally sent me a photo today of like still recovering.
You guys. I'm not kidding you. I will play you a voice note with my best friend. He's in New York. And he's going. So I think it's like maybe their end of May, whenever she gets over there.
Yeah.
And he was like, how was it? And I had to send him a voice note. And I started tearing up at the end. And the reason why is, okay, one, I'm lucky enough that I did go to Renaissance, which I've spoken about. Well, I guess I have on platforms I haven't really spoken about. Like, Renaissance and Cowboy Carter, again, I'm so lucky and grateful that I was able to go to both. 2 masterpieces, 2 very different experiences.
Yeah.
Renaissance, I feel like was really her saying, it was a love letter to the Black queer ballroom community and to a thank you to her queer fans, right? Like, I love you. Y'all been holding me down. This one's for you.
Okay.
I felt like Cowboy Carter, and this is just the album, not saying necessarily the show, but just the album, is really about her being Black. Was about her being Black and showing up and saying like, no, I am a Texan woman, and I'm also just so proud to be from Texas, to be a cowboy, and to be Black within this industry that I'm existing in. And there's artists like that are like just overly open, which we love. But then there's artists like Beyonce's like, you will get a record, then you won't hear from me for a year, then you will get and she's very clean. And Rihanna, we're not getting a record. Riri said, pregnant. Like, no.
She said, actually, this is the record I've been working on.
Exactly.
In my stomach.
And I said, all right. But yeah, I felt like she was very much like you guys. Like, I just really want you to like, I've given my life to this. I've given my life to you. And I do it with excellence and pride and joy and happiness. You can tell, like, she was laughing. She also, it was nice because I feel like she felt, I was talking to my friend about this on the way home. Some artists cannot grow with their music. You listen to it, you're like, Katy Perry, ooh, we're still trying to be 24. You know, like you're like, she cannot grow. She cannot make music that feels like she's grown up. Still fun, still pop, whatever. Doesn't mean you have to leave pop to grow up. She cannot make music that relates to where she is now, where Beyonce like is grown. Her music is grown. You know what I mean? And also, too, because she's so precise and she's so perfect with everything, the little things of, like, even seeing her wipe her sweat, she's never done that on stage.
Yeah.
She was wiping her sweat. She has, obviously, full makeup on. And, like, she's always
the first time she
hair.
did it, I was so nervous. I was like, her makeup's going to come off.
Yeah, let me tell you, not a stitch moved.
That setting spray was set. No.
Baby, not a stitch moved. But, like, I've never seen her, and I feel like she really is just like, y'all, over 20 years.
She's like, I'm working.
I'm hot. I'm a mother. I have 3 kids, 2 of which are on stage. Like,
but also I'm hitting a step and I'm singing my face off.
Honey, that mic on.
It was on.
Oh, she said.
Yeah.
There was never a. Is that a back? If she stopped singing, there was no singing.
Yeah, the mouth closed, the singing closed.
Yeah, that mic is on, and she's hitting every run possible.
There was a lot of moments.
Hitting every single not messing.
Yeah.
You know? And so I just felt so proud to be Black. I felt so proud. Like when I don't want to spoil it, but at the same time, like, there's a part, another part I appreciate is, and I will stop rambling on, but I'm so excited and elated.
Changing.
It really is, because I appreciate that this is, first of all, this is a 3-hour show.
It kept going. I was like, is there 6, 7 acts in here?
Yeah. This is a 3-hour show.
Costume changes. There were set changes. I was like, oh.
Yeah. This is it. And then talking about experience, this is an experience.
She flew like 3 times. I was like, oh, it's again.
That girl loves to be up in the air.
I was like, Pink? Is that you?
Yeah. She didn't ring me up. You know what I mean?
Like, oh.
But what I appreciate is if you weren't able to go to Renaissance, which if you have tried to get tickets for Renaissance, it was really crazy. People had 3 different laptops and their iPads. Like, it was pandemonium trying to get tickets for that show.
Because also it was like the first big album in a while, right?
Exactly. First big album in a while. And there was like so much going on that summer. Everyone's
like, I got to get out.
Yeah. No, literally.
Everyone's probably trying to be out.
I'm trying to be out. You know? And so what I appreciate with this show, she also brought Renaissance into Cowboy Carter.
Yeah.
And so you still got to experience it. And I feel like I just really appreciated that as a fan and as a viewer of like, you know what? Yeah, like if I couldn't come and that was such a bummer because that album was so huge and big, I like thank you for realizing like you guys paid a lot of money for these tickets. You guys have been rocking with me forever. I want to give back to you by being like, let me play some of my older records.
Yeah.
You know, and like let you experience that in this moment. And she, with her musical director, which hats off to you because you're incredible. Like all the different sound effects and the transitions are so smart. But anyway,
like the different sampling of like other older tracks with embedded into
there's a little Destiny's Child reference in there too. It's always like and I appreciate she always has like a thank you, like you girls got me where I am today. And so, but because she plays some Renaissance songs, when she sings her line like, because bitch I'm black, I loved, and it made me feel so good. I like looked around and all the black people, we all looked around, we're like, I'm black. And it was just so much black joy in that moment that made me feel so like seen, heard, in community. Like I'm literally tearing up. Like it was like she did that. It was amazing. Wow. I think I've like teared up on every single podcast, mostly because my eyes are just like watery. But like now I'm actually like getting emotional.
Prone to watering.
Yeah, and then no, literally. No, actually, I feel like I'm like kind of are. I'm like, do I dry? Probably. But my last thing that I will say, and the reason I got emotional with my friend this morning was, we are so like I don't put I'm not putting anybody on an idol. But what I will say is, it is so encouraging and amazing to be living in a time, and I'm sure this is how our parents felt with Whitney Houston and Prince, right? When someone sees their gift, understands their gift, and uses their gift to the nth degree, right? Like that woman was made to sing. She was made to perform. It's like singing is like breathing. Yeah, that's how I feel about Whitney. Like literally, she just opened it. She could breathe a beautiful note, right? Yeah.
I think she would sing talk.
Yeah. It's amazing. Like there's just some people are just so. It's like when you see like an artist and they're like a fine painter, and you can like. You get the honor of seeing their art piece and you get to see the strokes, right? Like that's an honor that someone really just stepped into their gifting and then allowed people to experience it. Like, I just think it's so cool and encouraging to see someone who like knew it very young, like this is what I meant to do and I'm fully going to embrace it and share it.
And to your point too, but continually grow and push the envelope and push the boundaries. And I mean, this is not her first concert and continually give to the world in a sense where it's not like, because a lot of people, you could say like, well, I was born to do this and then do it and then just be like, okay, I did it. But she's just like, no, I'm going to continue doing it. And not only continue doing it, like you said, grow with my music. Like, because even I feel like some songs, like I think Freedom is just a one that's on the top of my mind. But I mean, that record was, I feel like, born in a time that was probably much needed. Just based off of like, the political climate, culture that where we were at and things like that. So to your point with like artists maybe who shan't be named, who maybe can't grow, it's just like also not only tapping into yourself about like where am I at now, what do I want to sing about, how do I want to sing it, but also what else is going on, these external forces and circumstances that are going to help influence my voice. Exactly.
And being really aware of culture and what's going on in your community. Like she may not be, or she might be more online than we realize, but obviously it's like very silent.
Yeah.
But like, she stepped in. She knows what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously geopolitically, of course, I think we all, even though we want to bury our heads in the sand, we unfortunately very much don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that, like, every single song that she's ever made about, freedom for Black people, and that's what Cowboy Carter is about. It's like Black freedom and being able to find the freedom, like American Requiem, when she talks about, like, this is like a house that we never got to live in. Yeah. I mean, if you want to talk about, like, being very clear, and if you have any couple marbles rolling around upstairs, you understand what she's saying. Around. And that's why she ends it with Amen.
Yeah.
And the whole album with Amen. That hopefully, we will be able to walk through
this is
our
my
Father's
prayer
sins.
for us.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't
Amen.
have to, exactly. So now for you, as someone who originally had said, oh, album was fine, whatever. Now experiencing it visually, what was your thoughts now that you've seen the whole production together?
I mean, I've always said I'm a visual person, so I will say that it makes me appreciate it so much more because, like we said before, the content, like the historical references that
she
were
did her homework
on screen.
Yeah, her whole team.
And the wardrobe, the wardrobe for her and the dancers was so good.
So good.
And having worked in production before, I feel like I'm always looking at things with like a critical eye. Like there were like just little things. For example, there were a couple shots where like Steadicam is on her, and I see a crew member running behind.
Me too, and I was like,
oh, we should have cut that.
And I know that yes, exactly. I know she's gonna watch it and be like, Tom, like someone's getting fired.
Or there's like screens in the back that are being closed, and literally I can see they would like close the screen, and on iMag on the screen I can see the person standing there because they just closed it, and I'm like, get out of the way, close it and move.
And I'm always like, you are gonna get in trouble because she's gonna see it.
Yeah. She probably watches playback. She's like, I'm
sure
gonna watch
she does.
that on the flight to the next.
And she said,
city.
what was his name? Tyler? Off payroll. Thanks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tyler, more like Filer.
Exactly.
Wait, what?
So there's small things like that, but like also too, like that happened with every show. I've never been to a concert that I haven't been like, get Tom off the
Tom,
come on.
This is the third time.
Yeah. I don't know one concert that hasn't happened. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's one of those things you're like, well, we got to
it is a huge production. There's so many people involved. So it is those little things. It is hard to kind of be able to basically be mind readers.
Yeah.
The camera guys, at front of house, who are ever calling cues, they're just like, okay, go to this camera at the exact time that the person leaves frame.
Yes,
I mean, it's very difficult. But yes, with all that being said, overall, stage design was so cool.
So good. I love the star.
Yeah, in the middle.
Yes.
I was a little, I'm pretty sure you have seen videos, so hopefully I'm not ruining anything. I was a little on the fence, not good or bad, but there was a lot of moments of performance in the tunnel, which I thought was actually super cool at times because they added lights in there. So it gave it like this cool depth feeling where you had to look at screen. But sometimes there were moments where I was just like, oh, I want her out.
A little further out.
So because people there, I came to see you, and then you're in a tunnel. So then I'm like, okay, I guess I'm going to watch the screen.
And especially on the floor, it's going to be harder because everyone's kind of in the same plane versus I was in 200, so I was a section just right above. And so I was able to see her. Of course, she's going to be really small, but I was able to see her.
That's what I'm saying. I think it was more of like, it was a visual thing. It's not like an in-person thing. It's like, look at the screen and all these like cool lights are around her. I'm like, oh, that's dope. But then if I once again, just it's like I'm on the fence. It's not a good or bad thing, but I was just like, it was cool at times, and then there was other times where I'm like, if I'm a Beyonce stan, I'm like, I paid tickets to see you. I want to see you on that stage, and then you're in a tunnel. But yeah, it was so good. The content was great. The wardrobe was great. The set list was great. Yeah. Stage design was so good. Obviously, she's an incredible performer. Mike was on, which listen, if I'm going to pay tickets, even though I didn't this time, but if I'm going to pay tickets to see you sing, you better be singing. And if you're not going to sing, don't go on tour. Literally. That's just my opinion.
I agree.
Sorry, it's a little harsh, but if you're not going to sing, don't go on tour.
I agree, honestly. I don't pay X hundreds of dollars to hear a backing track.
Yeah.
And you go, yeah.
And if I want to see you dance, I just watch the music video.
Exactly.
But if I want a full show, and I will say some of them, which I'm a stickler for, I love when the MD, the musical director of artists, help rearrange songs for live versions.
That's what I was saying.
I don't want radio tracks, because if you're singing, even though you're singing live, if you're singing live to a radio track, then I'm just like, I can hear that on the radio.
I want a different experience.
Yeah, I want bum, 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 and then singing, and then there's you hear the crowd cheering.
Yeah, it's just silence.
Yeah,
and she's just like.
And then you say something, like, welcome to the Cowboy Carter. Yeah. I want to hear that. And then, bum, bum, bum. Yeah. I want
Are you guys having fun?
Yeah, exactly. I want to hear hype.
Bum, bum. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. Like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, let me, baby, honey. That MD.
I need the MD to do like live, because if you're just singing the radio track, I'm just like, oh.
Yeah. And I love it when you're singing because you think it's the radio track and you're like, yeah, and she goes into a completely different song. You're like, oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Now we're going back to Destiny's Child. We were just in Heated. Like, hold on, like it is fun because you're like, where are we gonna go next with this? I don't know, because we are, like you said, like we're on a journey.
Yeah. And it kind of showed her, like, to your point earlier, of, like, the range of her discography. So it was very...
And that's why she needs 3 hours.
Yeah.
To go through. And that was even not...
I actually told my friend that on the way over there. I was just like, oh, my gosh, I read that the show's, like, 2 hours and 45 minutes on it. She was like, yeah, Hunter, she has a lot of songs. And I was like, Cowboy Carter is not that long. And then my friend was like, Hunter, you think she's just going to do Cowboy Carter? Like, hello, she has to do other songs or whatever. And to your point, she did a little bit of Renaissance and obviously a little bit of... Lemonade and just some, like, other tracks. And so I was just like, oh, okay, I guess it makes sense. So I was like, so this is an Eras tour. So she's doing a Taylor Swift Eras tour. And she was just like, oh, my God, whatever. But I'm a Swiftie, so,
Yeah. Anyway, but so you appreciated it more.
Oh yeah, it was so good. I love with all those caveats that I said. I'm a huge visual person, and I love concerts and live performances.
Yeah.
Given you're singing live, it's good live versions of the songs.
Yeah.
And everything else is on point. Content, stage design, wardrobe, set list,
and how sweet was
and
it
they had
to see?
SFX. Those pyros and those sparkler cannons in the back, I was like, oh, they're popping off. I thought it was for the intro, and then it kept going.
Oh, yeah, there's quite a few.
I was like, oh.
There's quite a few. And also, too, what I love was saying Baby Blue Ivy. She was out there, because Renaissance, she was only in one song. And that was like,
really?
because like Beyonce was like, first, just to give you a little history if you don't know, Blue had kept going to rehearsals with her and said, Mom, like, I want to be a part. She's like, no, I don't think you're ready. And honestly, you're 13. I don't know if I'm ready for you to. That's a lot of people. It's a lot of scrutiny. And so fair enough. I mean, I'm not a mom, but I can very much understand a mom being like, I get the most scrutiny in the world because I'm like one of the biggest stars in the world. I don't want that for you.
Yeah.
And that's fair enough. And she kept begging and begging and begging and begging. And she's like, okay, well, if you are going to do this, you have to work.
Yeah.
Right? So we talked about this. So she was in one song, and that's why everyone freaked out last year. And she's in like half of the dances.
Yeah.
And I really, and also what I appreciate too, not that it should be common sense, but honestly, people are people, that, as we mentioned, the background dancers, the dancers' outfits were so fun, so good.
Yeah,
and like
so cool.
hot and gorgeous. And I love so many beautiful shapes and sizes.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. But Beyonce's like, that girl will be in pants, full leg pants and a top. We're not doing no Daisy Dukes on ya. You're in pants.
Chaps.
Yeah. I appreciate she's like, but like, let the girls be in assless chaps. You will be in pants.
Yeah.
You're going to be covered. I'm like, she's 14, and that's so good. I'm really glad that she wasn't like.
I actually didn't notice that.
Well,
I mean, not that I was looking at the girls' asses.
Must be nice to be a man. But I didn't
notice. But I was more paying more attention to her dancing, which I will say, she's gotten a lot better.
She's gotten a lot better. I mean, first of all, she's 14.
Yeah.
She has room to grow. And she's not like, growing up as a professional dancer where she's taken dance classes her entire life and has technique.
Just like thrown into these rehearsals.
Well, she's like, was watching them. I was like, I want to do this too. Like, but she's gotten around. Yeah, but she's gotten so much better. And I love that she's like, did her mom's dance and had her own little dance break.
Yeah.
And it's really, but she has gotten a lot better. From video one of Renaissance to now. Yeah. I feel like you can see.
Yeah, she definitely has some moments where I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Get it.
And you can tell her confidence is growing.
Yeah. I do want her to work on her performance a little bit more.
Performance face, right? Like,
yeah. There were some times where I think that she was like thinking.
Yeah, you could tell she was thinking.
Or that she was just like, oh yeah, I do this, but I need you to like sell it.
Yeah, like give
but
me that.
Obviously,
like, I mean, look at her mom because Beyonce be,
Yeah.
like she just like really is like,
what to do? Yeah, yeah,
yeah, exactly. Her
She's
face
on it.
choreo is wild.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. Because she feels. I mean,
that's her music. She's
exactly.
Like, this is what I was feeling.
Yeah, and like when she's like, eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it.
Yeah.
Like yes,
You're like,
I want to eat it now too.
I wasn't hungry, but
that's
sure.
Like munch. You know what I mean? Like
right,
totally. And so I think it's like also too. But then I'm thinking back, 14. Oh yeah, I remember that. And you're insecure about everything. 14, 15, 16.
That's fair.
Like
that's fair.
What a nightmare age. Everything is changing. You don't want to be perceived almost by anyone, but you do, but you don't.
Mm.
And then on top of it, something that very few of us can understand is, but my mom and dad are like one of the most famous people. So no matter what, people are going to think things about me that I already know is like, you know, like I don't like or like whatever. So like having all of that attention on top of just literally growing pains and just growing up, there has to be like a lot of internal, I don't want to say turmoil because that's very extreme, but just like thoughts, like worries, maybe.
Like mental exhaustion?
Yeah, maybe it's really exhausting, to be honest. You know,
Yeah.
like she wants to do this thing, which is really cool that she can do this thing. But then also knowing like, first of all, like, also too, like, wow, my mom's one of the greatest performers and like she really gives. And like, she's not her mom.
Yeah.
I think that she's not her mom.
Yeah.
Right?
I wonder if she got private lessons. I should maybe ask some people who worked on it. But because also to your point of mental exhaustion, I mean, if I was 14 in rehearsals with these like mid 20s, early 30 professional dancers who are just fucking killing it, I would be like, ooh.
Yeah.
I mean, these people are going off.
Baby. We got river dancers. We got ballet
Oh
dancers.
my God, that was so cool.
Loved
I was
it.
like, work.
I loved it.
And then she gave her a little solo
That's
during
what
it.
I'm
I was like,
saying.
oh, that's so cute.
I loved it. And you know, I would have loved the one part of call out I have is
Call it out.
Gala, during flamenco.
Okay.
When she had the beautiful ballet dancers
Yes.
coming down. So the stage
With the
is
violinist
shaped.
on the B stage, yeah.
For the IMAG, I wanted more of the violinist because she was doing run after run. I mean, I grew up in the orchestra. I was an orchestra player. I was the double bassist. First double bassist ever in my town who was a female. Who was first
Shout
chair.
out. First chair.
Double bassist.
Oh my God, I was also first chair.
For what?
Flute.
Oh, okay. I was going to say clarinet. So, yeah, very close. And so just knowing, maybe because also like I just know how hard it is to be either a wood or brass, you know, or wind instrument. That I was like, she's going through the most rigorous part of her song. The Steadicam was on the dancers coming down.
Yeah, which
the
they were doing
stage.
great.
Beautiful. And again, I don't want to take away from, but there's so much time. I was like, can we 50-50 it?
Yeah.
I would like, or bounce.
Honestly, the split screens was such a great idea.
Yes.
And there were little moments, if you go see the tour, the beginning, the IMAG is mirrored. Mm-hmm. And then there were specific moments, probably intentional, where it's not. Mm-hmm. So
it's smart. Like whoever's doing the visual production.
Yeah,
I was visual producer, is that?
Yeah.
The visual producer or visual directors?
Just doing like content, creative directors.
Creative director, like it was really smart how they split it.
And then the screen overlays on IMAG was really cool.
Really,
I was
really
like,
cool.
oh, okay, we're having some fun little colors and visuals going on.
Oh yeah,
so, yeah,
it
really
was
good.
So yeah, there's just that was like my other little call out. I was like, oh, I wanted to see more because
because that was
really
that one
going.
moment for the violinist too. So
it's her biggest moment.
Yeah,
and there wasn't even like there wasn't even a spotlight on her.
Oh,
I don't know if
there were a couple lighting things too.
Yeah,
especially when the ballerinas were coming down the side thrusts to the B stage. I was like,
because it wasn't on them right away.
Yeah,
and then it came on.
At least I was sitting on stage right area, so like house left, and there were moments where I was just like, oh cool, and I was like, I was like yelling, I was like, put a light on her, like she was dancing in the dark. I was like, okay guys, but
and then
it was the first city. Maybe there's some little kinks.
And I do think that's a thing about Parkwood. They do listen. Because even after Renaissance, there's a couple things that people had posted about. They're like, oh, I wish there was like more of this or whatever.
Oh, you think that they have like somebody dedicated to being like, oh, let's take some notes?
I think so. Because someone said I think it was the Honey Buckin pit, there was like the Bayhive, you know, her
Yeah.
fan name, and then there's like the Honey Bucket, and that was the floor pits right on the right and left side. And someone had mentioned if you're really, really on the shorter end, the stage is so tall that sometimes as they walk down towards the point of the end of the stage, you can just see their heads. So you really do have to look at the IMAG versus being able to at least see like chest up or maybe waist up.
Yeah.
And so like maybe lowering the stage a couple
That's
inches.
not true. It was a little tall, which is probably good for a lot of the people.
Yes, because for us it was good.
Yeah, to like see.
Yeah.
And I think that has to be done.
Security.
I think that has to be done intentionally because they go on.
You're right.
They're on.
And the car
not
and
toasters.
like the
they're like
horseshoe.
they're elevated. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Because Taylor's stage was also very
I think
tall.
that they have props underneath.
Yeah.
But then also some of the exits and entrances are through mid stage.
Yes. You're right, because that was actually that's so true. Because
disappear.
people complain the same thing about Taylor, that her stage was so tall, but it's like she had
It has to be.
has to be because she dives into the stage, so there has to be that mattress. There's like a mattress thing.
I think there was something too. Doesn't she like go from one stage to the other underneath?
She runs. What's like actually like a trucker,
like a tube or something.
Yeah,
like that.
and they just shoot her literally in the tube, like to the other side, and she pops out the other side. So that's true. I think people have to remember that all, like you said, props and all of the costume changes are happening under. They're not happening backstage.
No,
they're happening under the stage because some of them she has time because she's really changing like everything, but some are really quick and they have to happen. Basically, pop you down, rip it off.
Yeah,
pop you
probably
back
move
up.
you to another like
to the front part,
another platform to like get up again.
That's true. So, but that's like, think about all that we just said, like that all has to go into one production, and it can never be perfect.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was gonna say too. The final note about like why I appreciate it so much was it was just like so many people. I always look at the bigger picture. The band was so good. Dancers, crew members.
The crew's crazy.
The reason we got a ticket is because one of my friends knew one of the crew members. So just like we were just chatting with him or whatever, and he was just saying like how many people are involved, and I mean people who build the stage. And we were chatting with him after, and we were just kind of next to one of the front of the house tents. There was two like front of house sections, and just some of those people were kind of like wrapping up, you know, cleaning up or whatever. And I was just like kind of poking my head in. I'm always just so interested. And there was like so many screens. There was so many people. There's so much equipment and everything. I was just like, this whole thing is like massive. It's like on another level. So it just makes you appreciate it, because if it takes that much people to put it on, then I feel like there's a lot of pressure to do it, but inevitably I feel like it's going to be not inevitably, you can always maybe waste,
but it also shows
time.
us like we're right, like she's like, I also recognize how many people are putting so much into this for me. I better be perfect. My voice better be on every single night. I better be hitting every move that I'm supposed to be hitting, because all these dancers did. Also, what I found out is, or heard, is that they trained, because obviously, like, first of all, LA, if you don't live here, training like for or rehearsing for a big production is hard, because so many of the stadiums are already filled because there's shows there, right? And then finding a rehearsal space that a mega pop star can go to every day.
There's only like two or so. Like there's two big studios where you can actually build the stage to actually practice on that stage.
What are they?
There's one like Taylor's rehearsed at like Sony Studios.
Oh, okay.
It has big enough sound stages to build the stage and actually rehearse on it. A lot of tours rehearse at Center Staging in Burbank.
Oh, okay.
But that one specifically, once again, it depends how big the stage is and how big the artist is, because their sound stages aren't as massive as like Sony.
I was like, okay, got it. So like so there you go.
Or you go out of state.
Right. There's only two places in Los Angeles, and then two, being a megastar where like the paparazzi here is psychotic. It's a nightmare.
It's actually, I've like ran into people, like paparazzi people, and I'm just like, you guys are actually wild.
Yeah, they're crazy.
I don't even know what's going on, but I'm like, well, you guys gave it away.
Yeah, that one, you gave it away.
I was just trying to come to dinner, and there's a bunch of people outside. I'm just like, well, I guess someone's in there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, they make it a nightmare for everybody. Like, it's like, you're just like, I'm trying to get my car.
I wouldn't have known if you were out here.
I'm trying to get my car. I'm trying to like eat my carbonara, and I'm out of here, you know? And then two, for the people who you are stalking, it's like, it's a nightmare, right? So like, rehearsing is crazy, but they rehearsed in Arizona for over a month.
Yeah.
And so like think about that. Like now she's flying her kids, all 3 of her kids, over there. Like and bringing every crew member over there. So all the money that goes into that and having everyone there. Like there's so much these productions. It is so fascinating, and like everyone has to be on their A game. And so that's why I go, and I really appreciate that like she is on every single night because there's so much on her shoulders. Everyone put in so much. So how can I not be singing into that mic?
Yeah, it takes a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. But
it's a great show. What
a week. And it's literally only Thursday, and it's like, wow, what a week it has been. You're still tipping it. Just kidding. I tip it too. Mm-hmm. Cheers.
Tippy-tay, you know?
Tippy-tay.
Yeah, so that's definitely what's new.
That is really what's new. And that is honestly a cultural update because those are 2 mega huge events that happened in 1 week. Which is
there's also another one. Can you believe that we have a new pope?
Oh, yes, today. As of today, Robert Prevost.
Oh,
He's an American.
Our first ever
and
American pope. What a time. Guys, I was honestly, as I was heading over here, I was just like, okay, first of all, how many popes have we lived through? And I was just like, I don't know, maybe this is like the 3rd one, because obviously, I don't know, they go, what, like every 20, 30 years? 20 years, maybe?
Depends on when they get, I was going to say inaugurated.
We can go with that.
At this point.
When they get inducted.
Chosen.
Into the Pope Society.
Yeah. That conclave was real short, let me tell you. It's not like the movie. It was a day and a half.
A lot of people were on edge.
Not like the movie. The movie was like a week.
Oh.
That people were like, that this was going on.
Maybe so. I guess they were sure. I actually need to watch that movie.
You should watch it. It's really good.
Yeah, I heard it's great.
We honestly were all hoping it was going to be like, ooh, like the drama's going on for a week.
Yeah,
you know?
My gosh.
No, they said, it's fine.
We got it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know how many popes we lived through, but I'm just saying, like, at least in the past decade, I'm just like between like the different kinds of presidents, a pandemic, a new pope. I was just like, wow, what a time to be alive. Or I just don't know if it's because I'm just aware more, maybe like politically aware or just like societally aware. I don't know. Maybe I'm just more aware. Maybe when I was 5, there was also a lot of crazy stuff happening, but I don't know. It just feels like there's also so much happening.
So much.
Where I'm like, oh, okay, now there's a new pope. I'm like, okay, transgender people are banned from the military, and I'm just like, oh, new pope. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, there's so much going. You're right. There is so much going. It's just like you wake up every day and you're like, whoa. Like
no, like literally, people are just like, oh,
I hear
the
Aaron
headline.
Parnas.
It's like really a headline.
Yeah.
Every week, if not day.
There's like a joke on TikTok. There's Aaron Parnas is like a reporter, and his dad is famous for some unscrupulous things, and he's like, I don't align with that like in any way, and he's like always starts with breaking news, and so now there's just like this TikTok sound of like breaking news, and all of us are like, oh, like it's like because
there's always breaking
news.
Yes,
and it's always something serious,
yeah,
and like really a big deal, and it's just like, how much more can we do?
Yeah, so I was thinking about that, but that aside, there's a new pope, so and he's first American,
and he was not the one the people wanted.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's very, like, anti-gay.
Oh, really?
He's not like the gays. There's a couple that are like, I'm cool with the gays. And we're like, okay, cute. Like, we want you. And there's this guy who's not supposed to talk about it, but he did. He's like, I have an NDA. I should not be talking about this. But he's working on a documentary about the conclave. Oh. And he literally, so he was doing special crafty for all of the...
Crafty? Like snacks for the conclave?
Yeah, because it's a documentary. They're filming it.
Oh. I thought he was doing crafty for the cardinals at the Vatican.
Well, he's a PA, yeah. And so, like, all the ones that are focused in this documentary, which is, like, Prevost, and there's, like, the 2 that were, like, pro, or at least not anti-gay, and anti-LGBTQ.
Wait, he's been in the conclave before.
Who?
This person you're talking about.
No, this is for a documentary about the conclave. that's happening right now.
Oh, they're actually filming it.
Yeah, so they just finished, obviously.
You're
But
like, that
he
was boring.
posted about it. He was saying that because Prevost Prevost is very conservative, very conservative.
Oh no.
Yeah, and I'm like, is this a conspiracy? And I honestly think so. And it's unfortunate that he's American because he's probably going to align with.
Well, a lot of people were talking about that. I thought it was interesting because they were just like at this time where, because our government is weird, they're trying to like distance themselves or like cut ties, with like allies, or they're kind of like tarnishing relationships and things like that. They were like, oh, is it really important, or should we pay attention to that it's the first American pope? Like, what does that say for like Americans' role in the world and things like that? Like, will this have more of a voice, or will it have a better voice, or I don't know. So people are like weighing in on that, and I was like, oh, I guess that's interesting that at this time, at least in our American society, how it's become so like controversial in a lot of ways compared to with countries around the world, that now it's an American pope who like heads the Catholic Church. And so I'm just like, oh, interesting. Yeah, I wonder what that says. But they were saying that all the cardinals who vote are, they're aware of like political climate and culture and things like that. So they were saying that like, if it was done, to your point, intentionally because of the American role in the world, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. I don't really have like that much of an opinion, but think about that.
Totally. So yeah, I don't know. Like it's wow, what a whammy of a week.
A whammy of a week indeed.
Yeah, this is a big one, and like I feel.
And it's yeah.
Yeah, I feel a bit of a like. I went to Bookcello weekend too. I went to the second.
You went to week 2?
Well, this is the second book event that happened on Saturday.
Is it just like Coachella where it's the same books?
Kind of, honestly. And yeah, because obviously each publisher is going to have
books, a different crowd.
And it was me and my friend left disappointed.
Oh,
I will say, and that stinks. And part of it is one.
Why'd you go the second time?
Well, because it's a different festival. One was the Los Angeles Festival of Books.
Okay.
The second one was a completely different.
It's
festival.
Like hosted by a different organization.
It's just for book people though, and so we were really excited because there's so many different imprints that were going to be there. We're like, oh. And this one was really about getting ARCs, which are advanced reader copies, so free books. We're like, this is so sick, and I was invited, and I am gracious that I was invited to do this like influencer meet and greet for this one imprint, but like the meet and greet was at the same time that the festival started, and we would go to the front. And if you have been to an event, traditionally you, as someone who's invited as like a VIP, which is like whatever, your name is on a list.
Yeah.
Either you go early or you go completely a different day, like a day earlier, and you guys all have your experience, you do the event, it's super cute, and then it opens to the public, right? And so we go to the front, he can't find our names, but because he's looking at press, I'm like, oh, we're not press, we're content creators, and then he didn't have a content creator list, and so it was just like a lot of confusion. And then when I tell you, we get in, and book people are wild.
Oh,
we
really?
are walking in at 9 a.m., people with carts running past us to get the free books. And what I realized is like, I'm grateful enough that I've been in this industry for like a very, very, very long time. And so I've gone to a lot of events. I've also produced a lot of events. And so I know how this should be done.
Never have you ever.
And also I realized, I'm like, oh, okay. The book industry is not caught up. They have not caught up to like influencer events and how they should be done and run, because I come from the beauty world and the fashion world, which has caught on to obviously the influencer world.
Yeah.
I feel like almost at this point, like 15 years ago, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And versus imprints and books and publishing, the publishing industry is just like, oh, wait, we should probably get involved with book talkers and booktubers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And have people running their marketing team that have never experienced an event before. So they're like, I don't know, like, we can just have like donuts. And it's like,
oh.
We like walk into a room. It's just donuts. It's like donuts on a wall.
Oh.
Not vegan. We're in Los Angeles.
Oh. And
That's
people
fun.
running like supermarket sweepstakes
to get to the tables to get books. Yeah, the lines are so long, and like certain giveaways are supposed to be at certain times. Like you'd go early to the table, you get your ticket.
Yeah,
you get a number. We like go up to get like, I'm sorry, it's already actually all the books are already gone. But like, it's 9:30. You said that the giveaway doesn't start till 12:30. And now the books are for 12:30 are gone. How does that make sense? Like no one was organized. Like it needed a production manager deeply for just the entire event. Yeah. And then the thing that was like, there's a lot of panels with different authors, which is really cool, of different like genres. There's romance, there's fantasy, romantasy, whatever. That's like the meat and potatoes. That's the most important part. Yeah. You just want these free books, but you want them from the authors who are there. And the people are so worried about the free aspect of it. They're not even going to the panels. And most of the panels were empty. And I was like, but yet you want their free books, but you don't want to hear from the author who wrote the books?
Yeah. Or ask them a question.
Yeah. And I was like, are we only just here for free things? And I get like free things are exciting, but also I'm like, but then you don't really care.
But I was going to say, but then are they that exciting?
No, exactly.
Because like to your point, to put a little bow on it, or 360, if Beyonce was handing out something for free, and then she was also doing a panel, you'd probably want to go to the panel. Yeah. If she was like, oh, here's my unreleased song, you get to hear it first. Yeah. You'd be like, I'm just going to go listen to it at home. It's like, okay, well, I'm also here to talk about it if you want to hear it. Yeah. Why I wrote it.
Right. I don't think that room would be empty. I'm like,
but it's the same thing. It's like, oh, if you love that art form, like if you're rushing for a free copy of that book, maybe you love the author, right? Maybe you're really attached to that story,
or that
you want
genre.
To know what happens next. Yeah, like that's so interesting that people wouldn't want to.
Yeah, it was wild, and me and my friend were just like, hello. What?
So did you go to the panels?
Just I did. I went to the panel. Yeah, like, literally. Oh, crickets. And there were some awesome authors, and it was really sweet. I could definitely tell a couple of new authors were in the audience and their notebook out, and they're like asking really poignant, like, when you like wrote your first book, like how did you even figure out like how to reach out to a publisher, or like how did you find an editor? And like it's I'm like writing down all these notes. I'm like, that's really cool. It's really awesome that you get this like basically almost one-on-one interview at this point because there's not many people there. But then I could tell the authors were like, what was the point of this?
Oh, yeah.
And that stinks. Like, that really does stink, So I was definitely not the happiest, or like, I just felt really disappointed. But Monday and yesterday made up for it.
Wow. So if you're listening to this and you run book events, please be more organized.
Please. And honestly, tap your friends who do work in other industries. Tech has figured it out. Fashion has figured it out.
Beauty.
Wellness and beauty has figured it out. Like, tap your friends, ask them how they're doing their events. But then I also understand, I was like, because publishing is so behind, they don't understand that the marketing team needs to have an events budget. It is very important to have an events, but events change, honestly, if a brand is going to do well or not, because they'll be able to invite and afford to invite people who do have a lot of people who follow them. And I'm not saying everything's about following. It's not. But unfortunately, within the culture we're in, people, it's almost like the easiest access point to find new and interesting things.
Well, it helps build engagement, not just from a social media standpoint, but from a one-on-one, from a personal standpoint. Yeah. Like, we're engaging with each other at this event. If you're going to take the time to throw an event, let's engage with each other here. Like what you were saying, like the panel, like nobody wants to talk to this person. Like, we're all human beings in the same space right now. Can we engage with each other rather than go get your book and then get to your car? Yeah. It's like, okay, but we're not engaging. And I don't mean like comments and likes and share my story. I mean, let's chat and talk. We're already here in person. So like, if we do have an events budget, how do we build engagement in person and make sure that people get there and people stay there?
Yeah. So I was just like, whatever. But anyway, so it's been quite the week.
What a week.
And I will say this is so LA. This is so LA. And mind you, I'm from New York.
And it was Cinco de Mayo.
It was Cinco de Mayo.
And also, for all you people out there who don't like immigrants, you better not have drink in a margarita.
Period.
That's just my 2 cents.
Period. And I don't even drink, and I'm saying you can't drink.
You better not have had any tacos, tapas,
Period.
burritos,
Empanada.
Yeah, empanadas, nada, güey. Okay.
Pierota.
Punto.
Punto.
Nice.
Pierota is crazy.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, Cinco de Mayo.
Also, I will say the very LA thing I was gonna say is I saw a friend post about this and it's so true. And again, I'm from the East Coast. Like, wake up, girl. You haven't been here that long. The sun is back out. And man, do I have a whole new lease on life. I'm like, everything is fine. Everything is good. I feel good. We're going to have a great week because
it's been gloomy here, y'all. And honestly, I was kind of here for it. I'm a vampire. And I walked outside the house today with a sweater on. And the reason I was late was because I was like, it's hot.
Babe, you see the t-shirt?
Guys, I walked down my driveway to my car, did a 180.
Yeah.
Came back and I was like, nope, I'm changing. And then I came back out again. I literally took 10 steps out and I said, nope. Yeah, I was like, absolutely. And I was like, maybe. All the thoughts that were going through my head as I'm walking to my car too is like, all right, maybe it's not too bad. And I'm like, open my car door. I'm like, oh God, it's fucking hot in here. I was like, I'm going back inside. I said,
yeah. It's a real thing.
So I was not ready. And I will say, guys, I'm not a heat kind of guy, but
which is ironic because he lives here and it's the summer. Like,
no, I'm not a heat.
And you're also from Texas.
70s, 80s, I can do, but that's why I moved. Guys, it gets to like the 110s
in my apartment. I don't have air conditioning, which honestly, many Los Angeles apartments don't.
Yeah,
that is very normal.
Yeah,
that a lot of no heat and no air conditioning because before the ozone layer was. It was a really temperate place. You didn't need it.
Yeah, it was. People weren't lying when it was like, oh, it's like 76
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. Maybe you need a little blanket. Maybe you need a sweater. But like, okay, whatever.
Not
now
anymore.
It gets like 50s.
Yeah.
And in here, it was my first summer in here. 99 degrees during our heat wave week because we get like 2 weeks of heat waves, I say a year, right?
I don't know.
No, for real.
With climate change, it's gonna get
it's
longer.
gonna worse. Yeah. Last year it was 2 weeks of heat waves.
Yeah,
and it was 99 in here, and then I said I gotta take myself to the movies because I don't have air conditioning. I need to go to a place that is
maybe
cool.
this will help the theaters thrive.
No, seriously,
like thrive. I mean,
I went to the theaters by myself, which love it. We talked about this before. We love solo dates. But on my way there,
you died.
110 in the car. I'm watching the thermometer go up. 115. I parked. It was 118.
Oh.
I honestly sometimes I worry about my tires. They're gonna explode.
That's what I was always wondering because they're made out of rubber. So I'm just like, are they gonna melt?
And the asphalt is
hot.
So I'm like,
maybe that'll help people go faster. It's like if you go slow, they're gonna increase the opportunity for it to melt. Hurry up.
I would appreciate if people did pick it up.
Yes, that's what I'm like. Maybe it'll help people speed up. Maybe we'll reach a point in our lifetime where people actually encourage you to drive faster, or you're gonna melt on the road. You're gonna be stuck. You're gonna be driving and like
literally because it's crazy. I'm like, how do our cars handle this? And then sometimes I think like a car, like say you get an animal from like the East Coast that they'll like learn to adapt right to the West Coast. I feel like our cars are like that because the other day I went on a hike with a friend and my car went beep and basically told me like it's really cold because I was on the west side hiking and it was like inside the car was like 39 degrees and it literally goes beep beep. The car is cold. I'm like, did my gal get like used to like this like hot weather? And all that to say is I am buying an air conditioner this week because next week it will be on Saturday. It's going to be 92 degrees.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I've texted my property manager. I said, can we get a handyman out here to help me install it? Because it's going right here.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how nice would that be? A little.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I mean, listen, guys, I can't do the heat and I'm not looking forward to this summer, but we're going to power through like we always do.
I need to find, there are public pools. There's not many. That's something that like people I feel like don't really realize. There are a bunch of public pools.
Well, because people pee in them.
Sure. I don't have many friends though with pools.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so unfortunately, I fear that I have to go. There's like a pool right here.
Definitely a rich people thing.
Yeah, and also we need to we got to stop with the cap requirements. Us ethnic people, you're requiring us to get caps.
Wait, they require you to wear a cap?
A swim cap. Like,
everybody?
No, certain public pools require you to wear swim
But
caps.
everybody who swims to wear swim caps?
Yeah. Again, the pools that do require it, everyone has to have them. Not all do. But I'm just saying, that feels racially charged. Because I'm not trying to wrap all this up.
Maybe it's not get like hair in the drains or something like that?
Maybe, but I'm like, my hair's not going to come out. It's in braids. So already, this should be, girl, jump in. You already fighting for your life. You should just jump in.
You know what? That took 14 hours to do.
42. Exactly. I timed it. And I went crazy. I stayed up for the whole 42 hours.
That took 2 days to do.
42 hours I stayed up straight.
Go cool off.
Are you listening to what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was unwell for 3 days after that. I'm not kidding.
You had to recoup for 3 days.
I felt crazy. I like did my hair. I had a meeting after the shoot. I had a meeting the first 24 hours, and I just like did it enough so that way like whatever. Had a meeting, came home, continued to braid up until hour 42, and then I had an event that night.
You were like, oh, it has to get done for this event.
I had to.
I'm not going to go out
because
looking
like I had
crazy.
to time everything with like I have to film for my nails. I have to get my nails. If I have my nails on, I cannot braid.
Yeah.
So everything has to be in order.
Organizing events.
And so I had so I had to go to an event, and I was like, kind of like 2 hours into the event, I was like,
you're like, guys, I gotta go.
I'm not even here. I am not on the planet. And I came home. I felt sick. I felt nauseous.
Oh.
I couldn't eat. Like, that has never happened to me before. I do multiple 24-hour, like, hair things.
Yeah.
And it's never bothered me. I don't know, 42, I guess my body said, absolutely not. Like, at this point, that's too much, too soon, too fast.
Wow.
Anyway, so I'm going to try to find a public pool, and I'm getting an air conditioner, which I'm really happy and excited about. Can't wait to see that electricity bill. But, yeah. And I'm trying to get the most, like, eco-powered.
Okay.
I'm trying. But, no matter what, that electricity is going to be.
Yeah.
We will be lights off for a while in this place.
I mean, during the daytime, who needs it? Who needs them?
Well.
All right. Well, not too much.
Anyway, guys, you know what? That is our sign.
Anyways.
That was our sign. That was my bestie saying, wrap it up.
Yeah.
But I really hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
I feel like this was like, we had a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
And obviously you can see our passion. Like I
thought that noise. Her cowboy hat is spinning on.
But it does it on its own.
No, I thought there was like a freaking bug.
It does sound like a beetle. It sounds like a beetle.
Yeah. Oh. All right, we gotta go.
Guys. We really hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, you can see how much passion we have about
everything.
Everything. We have thoughts on everything, but about especially music and production and fashion and the industry
art and performing arts and yeah.
And I hope that like we are reaching people who also feel the same way, because this is something that we can geek out about for like hours.
Yeah, let us know if you want a specific whole episode on maybe one topic.
Yeah,
and let's continue the conversation. Let us know down in the comments. Slide into our DMs. That sounds a little freaky. Well,
hey, times are tough.
Listen,
so
summer's around the corner.
Talk about it. And let me tell you, my guy's been working out, so he's ready.
Just like it threw up. I don't know.
Yeah, not on my rack.
Yeah,
and I've been working out too. I just want to. I've been.
Yeah, she did say she has some bruises for macro.
I do. I literally have bruises. We were doing carrying, which is a type of where they like pop you up, and I have bruises literally on my thighs.
So she's an active girl.
Woo!
So
we gotta go.
Okay, yeah. Your mic got braids for a second. All right, love your guts. Thanks so much for tuning into another episode, and keep the conversations going and let us know what you like. Hopefully, give us your thoughts on the Met, on
Cowboy
Carter.
Are you going?
Yeah, maybe on the Pope. We won't talk too much about that, but you can let us know your thoughts and how you feel. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, and I guess we will.
Yikes.
Unfortunately, because that's what we have.
Well, and also with you.
Yeah. All right, you guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Ooh.
Wow. Oh, I was waiting for the...
Wait. Oh. Yeah. Cute.